Well, good afternoon. My name is John Kennedy, and I am excited to introduce you to the Accounting Leadership Institute. I've been invited to be able to be a small part of the big success of your leadership development in the tax preparers industry at MSATP. So without further ado, I thought it would be important to walk you through what we have, 6 modules over the course from September 2023 through February of 2024, where we'll have what we refer to loosely as a lunch and learn. A lunch and learn from 11:30 to 1 o'clock on 6 different dates between September and February to learn about leadership development, the leader within you, how to build better teams, how to communicate, how to motivate, how to inspire, how to utilize core values in decision making. How do you deal with conflict in the workplace? How is it that you could take yourself from good to great and be of value and service, not only to the firm that you're currently working with, but the future firms that you may include yourself in your career advancement, and who knows, possibly even your own firm at some point in the future as well. And without further ado, I'd like you to bring you to those sessions. Starting out on September 21st, we have Value-Based Leadership in Module 1. Value-based leadership is the fundamental understanding of where values come into play when it comes to leadership development and decision-making. Values-based decision-making means that the core values of the business help and guide us in the direction of success. At the top, you'll see that a vision directs us and a mission drives us, but values guide us. And in relationship to that, we do a wonderful exercise that allows you to learn a little bit more about your core value system. And then we also show you how that you can utilize that same system to create a core value structure for your business or your firm as well. Values, again, of integrity or respect or service engagement, we don't know what those are. They're unique and different to the person and to the firm. So we'll be walking you through the importance of foundation building in relationship to values. The outcome, as you see at the bottom, is steps to create and then deliver your company's core values on a daily basis to make better decisions for your internal as well as external customers. Customers want to know where your values are. Your value speaks volumes about you and your employees. Your internal customers want to know, what are the core values that the business has? And do you understand that my core values as an individual should be in alignment to the core values of your business? So that's the first part. As we move into Module 2 is October 26th, 2023, and that would be the 2 faces of leadership. We talk about this in a way that you may be familiar with. Developing the leader within you oftentimes has 2 components to it. One is working in the business, and the other is working on the business. And oftentimes in business, we are in the busyness and maybe not so much in the business. So working in versus on your business is one way to put it. Another way is that you are tactical versus strategic. That's another way. And we'll talk about the tactical decision-making of the day-to-day activities of your firm and how those, although are important, the things that may be of more weight, more substance, and more value may actually be the strategic. How is it that I could plan for the future while dealing with the present? That delicate balance in the middle of tax season is very difficult for sure. So we'll show you how that balance works. And the outcome then would be that the intuition to know how effective decision-making can be the difference between good and great leadership, not always dealing with what's on fire and what's urgent and what's now, but taking into consideration the importance of importance. How is this important enough to make a decision that might not be that urgent? So we look at those definitions of urgency and importance and help you then make better decisions in relationship to your work each and every day. We move into November. The latter part of November brings us to developing your leadership presence. And your leadership presence in this Lunch and Learn program talks about the key word of leadership. I refer to it as influence. Influence, meaning, do I have the ability to influence others? In sales, that's it as well. Can I influence people to make a decision of yes based on the products that we offer? And in leadership, can I make an influence of the people that we work with to be able to move in the direction of our core values, our vision, and our mission? So learning more about your presence, your body language, your command of voice, the tonality in which you present. Are you to some degree approachable, or are you maybe standoffish? How do we open ourselves up by body, by mind, by voice, and by words to make sure that we have a leadership style that is one of not only presence, but of influence? And as we see towards the bottom, an outcome, find your authentic leadership self through a balance of humility, listening, and then being in the now, the presence of now. We'll talk all about those items. And that would be helpful not only in your business life, but certainly in your personal life as well. Because I find that leadership development not only makes us better leaders, but oftentimes better husbands, better wives, better sons, better daughters, better people in the world in which we live. And we could all absolutely learn better about how to be more effective in our leadership when it comes to our communities that we serve. Stage 4, module 4, coming up in December towards the Christmas season, lunch and learn again. Maybe at that point we'll have Christmas cookies if you want. And what we're going to be talking about there is creating and developing a high-performance team. There are 4 elements to building a world-class team. We'll go through all 4. We'll let you know in quick, easy succession what those stages are. And then you'll learn, I now understand why we sometimes don't have the best team. Oftentimes it's because we don't know how to manage conflict in the workplace. We don't have a good understanding of dealing with understanding conflict. There are 4 levels. We talk about that in module 5, actually. But in this module, we set the stage for the 4 stages of team building. Norming, do we have an ability to know what's expected? Performing, do we now absolutely do what we're going to do because we have an execution of our plan and not just a plan? Short and easy is that successful teams know what they need to do and do it. Unsuccessful teams know what they need to do and don't. And we'll learn about what's called the integrity gap. Pardon me, the area in between that you fill as a leader to be able to take them from norming, know what they need to do, and performing by actually doing it. It's a great session. You'll enjoy this one greatly, as I believe you will all the others as well. The outcome of that certainly is the ability to create a solid and unified force of people and energy focused on accomplishing the same mission. That's called a line of one culture. And when your team has what we refer to as a line of one culture, it's almost like geese. They're all flying information. They all know where they're headed. They all support each other. They change roles and responsibilities. Geese don't argue with each other. They help each other out. They naturally know effective teamwork, and they have a brain the size of a pea. We have a fairly large brain, and the element of teamwork is problematic to most humans. We start out the new year in talking about resolving conflict. I mentioned that just a moment ago, that part of team building is called storming. Storming means that we may not get along with each other based on personality styles or the mindset in which we work, but that's okay if we have a common purpose, a common direction, and a common goal. And that's why values matter so much. So building the foundation of values, learning about decision-making, implementing leadership presence, building a world-class team, knowing that there will be at some point a level of conflict in the workplace is okay. We'll learn in the 5 dysfunctions of a team in this session that one of the elements of dysfunction is an avoidance of conflict. We don't talk about stuff. I don't deal with things. We just accept that that's the way that it needs to be. And if that's what you accept, that's what you then expect. How do we set it up so that we have the ability to communicate with each other in a team environment to resolve conflicts as they happen? You as a leader becomes a moderator. You as a leader becomes a mediator. You as a leader becomes somebody that can help guide your team through those candid, tough discussions that need to take place in order for us to strengthen our communication, strengthen our team, and strengthen our vision within the organization. Another good session. And the reason why is that you could use those language skills that you'll learn and the understanding of conflict levels in the workplace in your home environment as well. Those lessons in leadership transcend not only your work life, but your personal life as well. And then lastly, and importantly, is the elements of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and also an element of bias. We grow up thinking certain things. We're not sure why sometimes we think the way that we think. It can be internal, it could be external, it could be environmental, it could be what our belief system were based upon experiences that we've had. So we invite you to be able to close out this module 6 on February 22nd, with learning about the biases that we have that sometimes in a way cloud our manner in which we think about folks and take the clouds away and open a sense of inclusion, diversity in thought, diversity in background, diversity in religion and creed and beliefs and values all matter. What you wouldn't want is a team that all thinks the same way. We will want to be able to have a team that brings diversity of thought and diversity of backgrounds and experiences to bear in order to problem solve, create new decisions, innovate, change, transform, and build a world-class team through your leadership. Outcomes on Module 5, the language of mediation and meaningful understanding that creates the right environment to accelerate your team to higher levels of engagement. And then lastly, Module 6 has an outcome of a workforce that is truly representative of the customers and the communities they serve, where fairness, diversity of thought, and improvement can lead an organization to greatness through your now found extraordinary leadership. So 6 modules between September through February. We'd love you to be part of this virtual learning process called Lunch and Learn. And if you have an interest in this, I'm sure the folks that are following me from MSATP can tell you how to sign up and register. Certainly go to the website and look at the different seminars that are being offered and work with your administrator to be able to have that take place. We'd love to see you there. We hope to see you there. We'll look forward to seeing the first cohort of the Leadership Institute coming up on September 21st at 11:30. Lunch and Learn. Until then, take care, and I look forward to seeing you soon.